Hey guys, good evening again from Tampa Bay. Beautiful day, and I'm having a great day. Let me tell you what. Oh, I got some good news. I got some good news. You probably won't care, but I care. Oh, my wife cares. Oh, redneck neighbor is gone. He moved out on Saturday. I didn't even know it because I was working the wedding. And I wondered why the heck it's been unusually quiet, and I didn't see the usual parking lot full of junky trucks and friends and everything the last couple days. But, you know, he's had stretches before where he went out to, you know, camping or staying at a friend's house or something. But I was washing my bike tonight out in the driveway, and the new neighbor across the street comes over and he goes, "Hey, I bet you're happy." I'm like, "Well, what are you talking about?" He said, "They moved." I couldn't believe it. So he tells me the story and everything. Oh, he gave the bullshit story of, "Oh, I'm just sick of my mom's crap. I'm moving out of here." Yeah. Reality, she kicked him out again for not having a job and not paying rent. And that's perfectly fine with me. And it's funny because I had a feeling something like that was coming up, because on her Facebook, she's ranting and raving about what a pain in the butt he is, and basically alluding to the fact that she's cutting him off. And that was a little while ago, and I kind of expected something to happen earlier, but oh man, I am so happy. Nice and quiet. No barking dogs, no revving engines, no fireworks, no yeehaws, no blaring music all hours of the night. Oh, this is nice. I hope that stays vacant forever. Now, Mom owns it outright, but she doesn't live there. She lives with boyfriend, and it's a crap house, so I don't see her moving back. And she doesn't have any other family to move in. He's an only child. So it's possible that she just kind of sits on it, or maybe tries to rent it, but good luck with that. I mean, I'm not worried about it because, number one, I know it can't get any worse. And number two, there are a lot better houses for rent in the neighborhood than that piece of junk, and it's in bad shape. They didn't maintain it at all. So if she's going to sell it, she doesn't have any money to put into it to fix it up. So, I mean, she'd have to really sell it cheap to get rid of it. She doesn't have a mortgage, so that's a possibility. She bought it for 35 grand when it was in foreclosure last time. So she got it for a song. That's why she didn't put any money into it. Oh, very nice. So before that, this morning I went over into Tampa again. And on the way, I tested the camera out without the remote and everything. So far, so good, man. This is the third recording I'm making today. I didn't feel like talking. I was just riding. So I didn't make videos, but I was doing testing. And it just kept on trucking. So really does further my belief that that remote is bad. And I can't remember if I told you guys, but I think I did. One of my buddies has one, and he owes me a favor. So Friday, he's going to be near me. He's a DJ, and he's going to be doing an event about a half an hour south in Safety Harbor. So I'm going to run over there in the afternoon, pick that up, and that should bring everything back to normal. But in the meantime, I'm just not using it. And the only reason I use it is to have the remote display, because, you know, I can't see if I'm recording. I can't see for sure if I hit the button, you know. So I like having the little remote display to look in front of me to start and stop. That's it. Not a huge deal, but it's definitely worth having. I was bummed that they stopped making it or stopped selling it. I think they stopped making it a while ago, but it didn't really shock me. So I'm going over now to Screwy Louie's Porpoise Pub for the third time around, trying the all-you-can-eat crawfish special with my buddy Bill, and he's bringing a friend of his. I think his name is Mike. And I want to say I've met Mike before. The name sounds really familiar. He might be a lighting guy or a DJ. I think he's in the wedding business. I really can't remember, though. I might be like Facebook friends with him, and that's why it's familiar to me, but, you know, I don't know him. So this will be our third time trying it. First time, I did the video for you guys, and it was fantastic. I mean, darn close to full-on Louisiana, you know, fresh live crawfish boil. It was delicious. Perfect. The second time, probably about a month ago that we went, it sucked. It was terrible. It was just like any of the Chinese buffets. Half of them tasted like rubber. They were overcooked. They didn't have any Cajun seasoning. They're just terrible. I'm only giving it this third shot. This will determine if I ever go back again, because I know what it can be. That first time, oh, that was just, I'd eat there every night. I would if it was closer, because it's only like $8.50. $8.50 for all you can eat crawfish. I'm serious. They lose a good $50-$60 on me alone. And Bill, he puts it down right there with me. We both love crawfish. But man, last time it was so bad, we weren't even eating the crawfish. We had like 2 plates. Really, this is garbage. I mean, it's just, it tastes like dishwater. You couldn't even get the meat out of the tail. It was that, you know, overdone. Just terrible. So we were eating shrimp and pasta, and we're like, you know, I don't think we're going to come back. But time has moved on, and it's time to give it another shot. So even for $8.50, if it sucks again, at least we got hot and cold shrimp and pasta. I'm not going to have a lot of pasta, if any, you know, carbs. Still losing weight. It's just coming off easy. I'm not doing anything. There's zero exercise. I'm eating however much I want until I'm full. You know, nice big old salad. I'm just putting some cheese and cucumber and ranch on it. Love that. But the only thing I don't like about salads is having to go to the store to get fresh salad mix or a fresh head of lettuce, because you can't keep the thing more than, you know, 4 or 5 days, and it starts to wilt. So I can't buy all that much in advance, which I like to do with stuff. I like to go shopping once a week, stock up, and have what I need and not have to keep going back to the store. I hate going out to the store just for a couple little things. Whew, tell you what, it is hot out. That sun is glaring. They just came out with the Transitions visor for this helmet, the Shoei RF1200. And a couple guys on one of the Facebook groups I'm in have them, and they're giving them glowing reviews. And it's days like these I'd really like it. But man, the cost, I mean, it's not like the absolute cost, it's the value. They are, well, I want to say 90 or 120 bucks, somewhere in there, just for the visor. Just the visor. That's just too much for me, just to have a little bit of sunshade. I'm just tilting my head down a little bit, getting the sun out of my eyes. It's not like I ride directly into the sun that often, you know, so if I commuted, if it was a daily thing, sure, absolutely, I'd buy 2 of them, you know, but just me casually, it would be nice. It would be really nice to have, and I saw a video on it, and it looks great. I mean, nothing bad to say, except the cost. So you definitely have to have a real good use for it to stomach that kind of cost. So I'll think about it. I mean, we'll see how it goes this summer. Sun's definitely getting more intense, and yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be changing when I'm riding or anything like that. Maybe we're going to do some more trips on the weekends. I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely an option, and that's good to have. I got to remember where this place is. I passed it the last time. I know it's pretty close. I want to say the next light, but it might be right here. I remember the sign sucked. Is that it, or is that a car lot? That is it. So I'm going to turn it to this light, flip around. Somebody's either got a fire going or was cutting wood. It's funny when you cut these live oaks down here, and I just had to trim the one in my front yard on the side because it was starting to touch the roof again, and I just went through $300 in repairs from the last time that happened. The wind kind of blew it a little bit, and it just wore right through the shingle pretty quickly, you know, just like sandpaper. So now if it even starts to encroach on the roof, I'm out there cutting down limbs. So I trimmed it way back, got everything far away from the roof. And it's got a real strong orange smell, just like Orange Glow Cleaner or the Gojo, any of the orange flavored or scented cleaners, dish detergents, anything like it. It smells really citrusy. It's a really nice smell. So you can tell when anybody's been cutting trees in the neighborhood, or especially when they had one actually cut down and chipped. Oh my God. It smells really good. Here we go. Got some live music out here today. I'm about 20 minutes early, so I would imagine they're not here yet. I don't see his truck anywhere. Cool. Well, I'll pick this up afterwards, and I'm going to do a ride for you up the beaches, because it'll be after sunset, and give you a nice tour of that and ride home. Stand by. Go, baby, go! Batman! Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Bat squid! Got a nice sound on that, on the VROD. See if he's got any balls. Sounds like it. Nope. Bye-bye. Fastest Harley they make. I stopped, you keep going, but you won. What a joke. He'd been following me about the last 2 miles coming up the road. Not even close. Anyway, let's take a ride through the beaches. This is one of the causeway roads. I didn't go too far down. It's only really nice from this point up on the beaches. Otherwise, it's just hotels and stuff, and there's nothing really to see. I'll go in through Clearwater, and there should be stuff going on. Oh, the Crawfish was really good tonight. So all three of us were very happy about that. The establishment was not happy. Oh man, did we eat them out of house and home. We each had, I think, 7, maybe 8 plates each. And I also had a couple plates of really good cold shrimp. They weren't very good the last time, but they were really good this time. They peeled away real easily. Can't tell what kind of bike that is. Looks kind of cool though. Kind of looks like a Kawasaki from the exhaust. Might be a Versus. Not really an expert on a lot of the Kawasaki lineup. And you don't see too many of those around at all. He's not taking off anymore. That's funny. It does have a really nice sound though. I mean, it doesn't even sound like a Harley. It sounds like a VMAX without mufflers. It sounds like a Japanese bike. Very smooth. Real good tone. Whatever mufflers he's got on it. They look like the shotgun, the optional VROD shotguns. That's a nice selection, I have to say. And the bike sure looks nice. It's got a real nice paint scheme. It's that kind of faded gray to black tone. It just says Harley Davidson kind of in ghost letters on the tank. I don't know if you can see it on the camera when I was at the light there. Oh crap, I still need some gas. And I definitely want to get it before I hit the beach because it goes up like 10 cents. I think there's a station up here. I used to live around here years ago. Man, I can't believe it's been as long as it has. I had a house here in Indian Shores, and then I lived, when the girlfriend and I broke up and we split up and sold the house, I moved into an apartment here in Largo. Just for a year, you know, to get my stuff straight. Little 500 square foot, 1 bedroom. Actually a pretty nice apartment. I had a neighbor from downstairs that was hell. But, you know, that's apartment life. I've never ever had a perfect apartment. If there was such a thing as perfect apartments, people wouldn't be buying houses. But all in all, it was not bad. And it was only like 590 bucks a month. It was really reasonable, at least back then for the area. So let's see, here's a speedway, I'll get that. Can't remember what side of the intersection's on. I think it's this one. Yeah, alright. So I'll pull in here. Fill her on up. Man, I'll tell you, I'm not used to seeing the mileage on this being just below 40. The last FJR, and I did ride it differently because I commuted on it, but it was also before the days of so much ethanol fuel, which does take a little bit of an impact, a few miles per gallon on your mileage. So I was getting like 42 driving the way I do on my 06. And I really am not breaking 40 on this one. Man, it is the night for accidents. Even though you see a fire truck, it's hardly ever a fire. In Florida, what happens if there's a car crash or an EMS call or anything, they roll everything. Even if it's a fender bender, a fire truck comes. That's just because of all the retirees. So you never know exactly what, and I'm used to it because there's a retirement community right behind my house. And I hear them all the time from, you know, people falling and worse. So anyway, let me fuel up here and then we'll go hit the beach. Let's get my information display back. All right. Onward. Oh, it's a gorgeous night out. 82 degrees, nice and cool. Low humidity. So nice when the humidity is low. And right around here, right near the water, unless there's a storm coming through, this is pretty much how it is every night. It's really not sticky at all. Anywhere in Pinellas County or about 10 miles inland into Pasco going north. You just have this beautiful sea breeze. Get into Tampa, well, it gets sticky at night. Get towards Orlando, it's sticky all the time. I can never live inland more than I do. Used to live right down this road here, Indian Rocks Road. I sure wish they put better fuel displays on bikes and did it like they do cars. I don't understand why they still do it the way they do. You know, in a car, say this was a car, 6.6 gallon fuel tank, and it's got a readout for your range remaining. After a certain point, your range will change to something else. In a car, sometimes it'll just go all the way to zero. My 05 Mini Cooper went all the way to zero. I loved that. I mean, that was just perfect. The newer models, like my Kia, they'll hit 30 and then they'll go dash. Kind of to scare you, right? To fill up. So you don't know exactly how much you have. Well, the bike does that. It does something different with approximately a gallon left in the tank. And the range left will switch to a count up. And this is what I hate. It starts counting up the number of miles you've driven since you reached that magic point. It tells you absolutely nothing about how far you actually have to go. You have to guess. You have to guess, okay, I've got a gallon or so, it's actually like a gallon and a half left in the tank. How much range do I have? And then if you shut the bike off, it resets. So, you know, if you're driving along and it trips, and say it counts up to 10 miles, right? Shut the bike off, it resets. It starts at zero, so it starts counting up. So you really have no idea what kind of range you have left or how much gas is in the tank, because that last bar of the fuel gauge is just flashing. Well, that one bar is not an equal measurement, because you have you've got between a 1/6 and a 1/7 of a tank in that one last bar. How many segments do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 segments. So, you know, it's not an accurate segment bar either. But anyway, it should be like a car. Just keep counting down to zero. That's it. You know, no separate count up, no scary trip at a gallon or whatever. Just count down to zero. Pretty simple. Oh well. I'm going to put the windshield down. It's nice and cool, and we're not moving that fast, so you're not going to have a lot of wind noise. I put the mic back to where I originally had it. All these videos, I was playing around with it the last few times just to see if I could make an improvement, but while I had a small improvement in wind noise at higher speeds, I didn't like the voice quality. I was getting some puffs of air when I'd say P's or T's or S's. So I got it back to where I know it sounds great with my voice. And if we get a little bit of wind in there, no big deal. I can live with that. So the wedding I did was up here on the left a bit. This is Gulf Boulevard. It's pretty much the only north-south road going along the intercoastal, which we have on the right, Gulf of Mexico on the left. All these properties on the left here right on the beach. It's a very thin strip. It varies on the width to the right. Sometimes it's literally right up to the road here, and sometimes you can go a few houses back. Looks like it's about 4 houses back to the right here to the water. And then further up here, when we get into Bel Air Shores, we've got the really nice houses where, you know, they're on like triple, quadruple lots, huge driveways and walled, gated entrances, and here they go. Here they start. You're not going to see much, but trust me, they're big. You can look them up on Zillow. Just find Clearwater Beach, go south, just south of the big condos. That's where all these start, and they go for about 1.5 miles. Each one of these is $3 to $5 million. Take a guess how much the property taxes on these are. they average between $40,000 and $60,000 a year, just in the property taxes. But they're nice, I'll tell you that much. The actual houses, they don't sprawl out because the lots themselves aren't that big, but they sprawl up. That's what they do around here. And they'll even knock some of these down. I mean, as awesome as these are, these were built in the 70s and 80s at the latest. And then what they do is they'll do a complete remodel where they'll gut it. But even a 20-year-old remodel, they'll sometimes knock the whole house down because it just doesn't flow with modern floor plans. And they'll get a heck of a lot more out of it to sell building a more modern 3 or 4 story house on the lot. Because like you can, well, I don't know if you can see it, but most of these are 2 stories. And that's just old. I mean, they're still awesome. But these here, like that one there, if you can see it, that's a 4 story. This one here, it's a 3 story. This one next to it, 3 story with a huge winding front stair. I mean, it looks like a hotel. That's what the more modern, built in the 2000s kind of layouts and floor plans are. So here's a nice 3 story there. Just gorgeous, gorgeous places. I'm more impressed with how they can design everything on the lots. I mean, even though they're to me, big lots, the things they're able to do with them is just amazing. I mean, the landscaping, the way they can segment into completely different areas of the yard, like the one I did the wedding at. The front driveway was, I mean, easily twice the depth of my entire lot of my house, just for their driveway. It was a double driveway, pulled in a single gate, and then it split into a Y and looped up by the house. And that just rolling tropical landscaping all in between. With, you know, of course, lights on all the big palm trees and all that kind of stuff. Just really awesome. And then you go into the house, and it's flowing, you know, and just gorgeous. And then you go into the back, you had a huge patio area. And I don't mean just, you know, plain old patio. I mean outdoor rooms. And then you had a pool, and then you had a jacuzzi, and they were linked, of course. And then you had another patio area, and then you had a lawn area that surrounded the patio. And then you had, I mean, these are all in like tiered sections. And then you had a private little sandy beach area and a private walkway down to the actual beach. And their beach area alone was, I don't know, 4 times the size of my house. Just from their gate to the water. That's the way they are, man. It's another life. And then up here, you got all the condos, all the high rises. This is another real nice area. These are not cheap either. These were actually hit pretty hard during the economic collapse, and there were tons of foreclosures in here and in the high rises in Tampa, all down the coast of Florida. Condos and these, I'm not sure what they called them. I mean, they weren't apartments, but obviously not homes. Before they were selling $1.5 to $2 million, and you could pick them up for $350 afterwards. They're slowly going up. There aren't as many empty units as there once were, but the prices are still way below what they were. There were a pair of twin towers that were famous in the news in Tampa, and they were condos, 2 high-rises, identical, and they were just starting to populate them when everything crashed. And one tower had a lot more people than the other. I guess they had finished one before the other. Well, the later one, they only had a few tenants, just a handful of tenants in the entire building. And of course, after everything crashed, nobody else was moving in. They had foreclosures, and they wanted to shut down the, for all intents and purposes, empty building. And all but one tenant took a deal and moved into the other building. And this one tenant, I can't remember the reason why. Might have been a principal, might have been, you know, he was pissed at him. I just can't remember. But I mean, they fought for a few years because they had to keep on water and electricity and staff and all this. And, you know, they'd mess with him, turn off the elevators. He was up on like the 30th floor. And I want to say he eventually moved into the other building, but it dragged on and on and on. But this area recovered pretty quickly, mostly because they got smart and dropped the prices. In Tampa, they didn't. They just kind of screwed themselves. So we're going over, man, I can't remember the name of this bridge, but it connects South Clearwater Beach to the tip of, I guess that's Indian Rocks Beach, Sand Key Park. We've got the inlet here, Clearwater, Intercoastal on the right, and that bridge there connects Clearwater to Clearwater Beach, and you've seen me go over that. That's where I did the photo shoot underneath it on the far side. And the beach kind of winds around to the left here. When I moved down, everything you see in front of me here wasn't here. None of the high-rises were built. The tallest building was a 2-story motel. You know, like out of the 50s, that's all that was down here, just little motels. This high-rise right here to the left wasn't here. It's a big hotel now. Next to that is a big club and hotel. None of these stores and strip malls were here. It's just really amazing how this has transformed. And they did a really good job, too. Oh, that's good. Hit neutral. Yeah, that's impressive. These little kind of tourist bathing suit kind of stores popped up. There's 2 or 3 of them now on the beach. There's a McDonald's, there's a Subway, I think there's a Taco Bell. It's Wyndham Gardens, completely new. Continental Towers, not doing too well there. I don't see any lights on. I spent many a night in that IHOP after Shepherd's here. They're building some more to it. Wow, look at this. This is a brand new parking structure. This is the start of Shepherd's here. None of this was here. Shepherd's was a tiny little motel and a tiki club out on the water. All this was built fairly recently. All this here, this is where one of the little 2-story hotels were. All this high-rise hotel here and parking structure. Actually, those might be condos. I'm not sure. I think it's a hotel though. This is one of the original ones, actually. This bluish one here. So, okay, 5-story. That's about all there was. None of the high-rises like this in front of me. That's the point. These are new. I remember when this was built because right in front of it on the water, there's a rock jetty and there's a sandbar. And it probably still is, an excellent place to wave jump, even if there wasn't any wind, just from the tide coming in and out. Threw off some really good waves. So all of us skiing would have a few hundred feet of really nice waves to play in right here. So we'd watch that being built. Took about a year. All this drive is brand new. This used to be a straight road, pretty much where those people are walking. They gutted everything. I mean, from those buildings, the road went straight along those buildings. That's why they're straight. They built this pedestrian walk. They built this road. They rebuilt the sidewalk on the beach side. All this is brand new in the last 5 years. They sculpted everything. But you can see how that used to be the road that I'm on now. It just went straight along all those buildings. Hotel here to the right, the big high-rise is brand new. And that one was a real godsend because they put in a big public parking deck, and there never was one down here. So parking used to be a bitch. You'd have to find these meters, and they fill up real quick. They had a big public parking open lot right straight in front of me here, kind of where that triangle building is. But when they redesigned all of this, they cut it into a third. And now it's a normal pay lot, but it's a third the size as it was, so people didn't have anywhere to park until that parking deck opened. Now it's $20 a day, so it's not cheap, but at least you can park. It was such a pain in the butt, circling and circling and circling, looking for parking when you wanted to go to the beach. Camp Hyatt. I don't know what that is. I see a big bonfire. huge dog. Wow, that thing is like 200 pounds. Whatever it was white. I will swing up North Clearwater Beach. We'll see if anything's happening at Hogan's and Fusion. Oh, and I'll show you the Detroit Coney company. Oh my God, my new favorite restaurant. Absolute, authentic, no joke, gift from home back in Detroit. I mean, authentic, from Detroit, everything. Dogs from Dearborn, the authentic Detroit chili, same buns, same fries, I mean everything, just like Coney joints up north. And you may be wondering why that's a big deal. That's because there are none other than this place in Florida. And I'm not kidding. And they even said so, and I said, I know. I tried them all, and they suck. It's a bunch of guys from Detroit, and they have everything shipped down. It's the only way to do it, man. Oh, it was so good. Faygo Pop. Can't call it Faygo Soda. No, that does not compute. It's Faygo Pop. Yes, everything is soda down here in Florida, except Faygo, because you can't get it. I had Rock and Rye. Hadn't had that since I was a kid. Good stuff. Like I said before, though, can't be doing that too regular, you know. It wasn't that bad. I had two Coney dogs and some fries. I can do that every couple months or so. Big deal. It's not going to hurt me. The roundabout, where nobody knows how to ride in one. Except me. Yeah, and I guess technically I should have been in the left lane. But I think that was the first time I've ever gone from that street to this street. Can't think of any other time when I would have. Usually I come in off the mainland and go to North Beach. I never go from the south to north. So here we've got the other tourist strip. Mostly just shopping, and then you get a little bit further down, you got some nightlife. There's a couple bars with live bands, and you've got Hogan's Restaurant, and you've got Fusion Cigar Bar. Here's another one of those surf shops I was showing you earlier. Couple higher end restaurants, not high end, still fairly casual, but nice sit down dining, you know, not beach food. There's only a couple hotels on the north side here because it's quieter. You don't really get the spring breakers or anything like that. There's Hogan's Beach Shop. There's Fusion right next door. There's the Jolly Trolley. And I'm just going a little bit ways up here, show you a couple more things. There's another really good restaurant up here, and I bring a lot of people from out of town up to this one. It's called Frenchie's. There's a few Frenchies out here, but this one, in my opinion, is the best one. Not only do you have awesome views, because it's right on the beach, but I think they have the best food. It's the biggest one physically. You get a nice outdoor seating area. This is Frenchie's Rockaway Grill. Sometimes it's hard to find parking here, but usually I can go down the street a little bit. Most people head right for these meters, but I know where there's free street parking, which is really rare. And if you don't mind just walking a little bit, you can save all that meter fee. Another little tiki bar kind of place there. Now, Frenchie's is where you want to go if you just want to have really good food and a nice view. They don't do the live bands, so you can hear yourself talk. If you go here, I highly recommend the blackened grouper sandwich. Really good stuff. But you know, everything I've had off their menu, I've liked. And everybody that goes there has liked what they've gotten. So you're pretty safe. Right here, let's see if they're still open. There we go. Little blue building here in the corner. Yeah, they're still open. I mean, it's tiny. Detroit, Coney Island, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Love it. If you're ever in the area, you have to go there. Not kidding. And not expensive either. Pretty much on par with prices up north. I expected them to be a lot more. You know, thought, well, maybe because they had to ship them, be more expensive. Nope, they're totally normal. Wife and I ate there, and we ate a lot because, you know, I was kind of like going a little crazy, and she'd never had any of the authentic stuff. So we had 4 Coney dogs. I had a bowl of chili, 2 orders of fries, 2 sodas, and we were out of there for 34 bucks. So no complaints there whatsoever. And no, I didn't finish it all. We took a big box home. My eyes were definitely way bigger than my stomach. I finished the dogs. I had a little bit of the fries, and we split the chili. It was so good. All right, back to the roundabout. Back over the bridge through Clearwater. See if I can pick the right lane this time. Right here on the right is the Clearwater Marina, where a lot of deep sea fisher charters go out of. They have a Starlight dinner cruise ship. They've got the pirate ship that goes out. They've got a couple big catamarans. I shot a wedding on one of those once. All kinds of stuff. That's where anything touristy boards. And you can buy your tickets right at a counter right next to the roundabout there. There's a little booth set up. So you just match up your schedule, get your tickets, and everything leaves from that point. Makes it real easy. Travel time to US 19, 6 miles, 12 to 16 minutes. Oh, I think it's better than that. There's no traffic out. There's the Jolly Trolley again. The Jolly Trolley, is that the Jolly Trolley? No, that's the bus. I think it's the bus. It's hard to tell. It's kind of dark. If it's the Jolly Trolley, it is a multi-purpose transportation device. You can rent them out. I've done a lot of weddings where they'll rent one. No, that's the bus. That's the public transit crap hole. You can rent the Jolly Trolley, kind of like a limo, but it holds 30 people. And they're really great for ferrying people or a wedding party between a hotel and the venue, or private homes, or, you know, whatever locations you need a whole bunch of people transported to. And they're very inexpensive. There's obviously a lot of them, but they also have them where they're constantly going up and down the beaches. And I want to say they either used to be free, they might still be free. If they're not free, they're super cheap. I want to say they're free though. And it basically takes you from all the touristy places from Clearwater Beach here all the way down to St. Pete Beach. You can go to Madeira, you can go to Indian Rocks, you can go to John's Pass. It makes all kinds of stops. And I think it even goes into Clearwater here. It's a pretty good deal. And they're always fun when I do a wedding that uses them, because everyone has a great time on them. It's not cramped like a bus. It's not like a cheap, crappy yellow school bus. It's a nice looking vehicle. It's not like a limousine, but it's not Spartan like public transit, you know. Don't think of it as a bus. It's fun. And the drivers are usually, I won't say festive, but nice. Some of them I have seen get kind of grumpy, We had one where they were just kind of using it as a limo, so, you know, take us where we want to go. Anyway, we were at the reception venue, and the wedding party and I got in, and we were going to go do some bridal pictures. We had about an hour and a half, and we took it to the beach. And it seems to vary according to the driver if alcohol is frowned upon on them or not, but this guy frowned upon it, let's just say that. And the groom kind of got into it with him. It's like, man, it's a wedding. Chill out. Nothing happened. They're just having fun. But anyway, that was the beach. I had a good dinner. I'm full. I'm going to go home. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Check out the site, TwoWheelObsession.com. Please share it. Please tell everybody you know that's into motorcycles, hey, check out this website. It's cool. It's got a lot of different motovloggers on it. You're probably going to find somebody you like. I just added 2 new people this morning, as a matter of fact. Very different people. We have a very good mix of people on the site. So you are sure to find at least one motovlogger that you want to subscribe to and keep watching. Hopefully that's me. Hopefully that's all of them. But I know that's not all of them. Point is, there's something out there for everybody. And I'm trying to make it easy for you to find them. So that's it. See you later, guys.